Hello, everybody, and welcome to our podcast. This is so exciting. I'm Asia,
And my name is Aaron.
and we have been thinking of doing something like this for quite some time. And we just finally were like, okay, are we going to keep talking about it, or are we going to just commit to doing it and pull the trigger? And so here we are. We're finally starting our podcast. This episode is just like a little intro as to who the two of us are, why we decided to do something like this, what you're going to be able to hear from us over the next while, how you're going to be able to reach us, all the things. And so we wanted to just give you like a little intro as to who we are as a couple and individuals. And so, like I said in the beginning, my name is Asia. Aaron and I actually have been together for quite some time. We just had,
14.
I got this wrong. I was like, I got this wrong the other day. I said 13. And he was like, no, it's 14. 13 years of being together. So we started dating back in 2011. I was in my final year of high school. Aaron and I met through mutual friends and had known each other for a few years and then officially started dating in 2011. We got married in July of 2017 and have two children. So our boys were born in 2019 and 2021. So we have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. And it's wild and crazy and all the things that you would think of having two boys, two under two. It was a bit of a grind. Those will be things that you'll hear from us. Like we're going to kind of cover a bunch. Aaron, I'll go into it. But we kind of just as a couple, we have always loved traveling and loved doing things together and exploring the world, which again, you'll hear more of. And within the last 5 years, we ventured into business, which is very new to us. Neither of us took that path or followed that path when we were in school or growing up in like our early days. Didn't ever think that that would kind of, well, I shouldn't say that you never thought it, but I definitely didn't see a path for myself in business. And that has been its own world of changes and mindset shifts and just different things along the way. And so we both of us grew up in competitive sports, which I also think too is partly a reason why business aligns so well with us. And I don't know if you necessarily agree with that, but just like that competitive nature that we have, but then also really loving going after a challenge. Is that something that you would agree?
Yeah, I, I mean, from when I used to play competitive golf, it's kind of been somewhat of a void in my life, at least. I mean, to go from, I don't know, practicing many hours in days and weeks and training and all sorts of stuff, it kind of gives you something to pursue. And when you stop doing that, obviously, you got to find something to fill it. And from my own experience, I've found the business world is something as close to the sporting world as sort of I've experienced. So yeah, I would say that I've had other things fill that void for a bit too, like coaching golf teams, and so there's a bit of competitive spirit there, but it's not necessarily the same. So yeah, I definitely would agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, you're going to take it into now what people can expect from us. Like, why this podcast? What are we thinking we want to do with it? Like, bring
So
people along on that.
one of the questions we kept asking ourselves on this seesawing battle of whether to do this or not was like, why would you, what are you doing? Like, why would you do this? And so we've thought sort of long and hard about that over, I would say, the past year. And we came up with a few reasons. So some of them are, this gives us an opportunity as, Asia and I gives us an opportunity to sort of have unfiltered, sort of non-interrupted time to just speak to each other and share things and discuss things that we agree on or disagree on, or just generally have a conversation with each other that's not sort of interrupted by other things. So that was a big draw for us, number one. The second one was that, and I would say this is a big one for me personally, is we have benefited greatly from other people sharing their thoughts, feelings, opinions, things they learned, experiences that they've had, whether that be in the form of a book, a podcast, some sort of training, education. And we thought that, we've benefited a lot from other people taking the time and energy and resources to do that for the world. We kind of thought, you know what, hey, maybe we could do the same thing, share our thoughts, feelings, emotions, experiences of things that we've had. So that was another big draw to us, just kind of feeling like contributing to that pool of people who are curious and thoughtful and want to learn different things or hear different people's experiences. And then the third one was, we just wanted to sort of create or be a part of a community and connect with different people. Those three things, I would say, are kind of the meat as to why we ultimately just said, hey, you know what, let's do this. Let's just jump into it and start doing it. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, for sure. And I think too, even for me, like one of the things that I've noticed is business can be kind of like, I do my thing, you do your thing. So one of the big things, like I know you mentioned this was kind of the first ones that like we can just have unfiltered conversations, but also too, for me, a big driving factor behind why I wanted to do this was that I wanted to do it with you, alongside you, like grow something together, because we're very supportive of each other and our goals and like where we're going. But a lot of our ventures are like joint ventures that we like talk about and discuss, but it's the one person going out and doing the thing. So this was something that we could just like come together on and just share our experiences. And like, we would love to, our hopes for down the road is to have guests and stuff come on where we're able to connect with new people, build new community. That's a big thing for us too in this whole venture. So I'm excited just to take you guys on the journey of our life and where we just the conversations I feel like we already have, in hopes that we can add value, but also that we can get value ourselves, like by having other conversations with people too. So yeah, is there anything that you want to add to that too before I just go into how people can kind of follow along?
No, so just a very brief outline of maybe what you can expect from Asia High and our podcast is we kind of intend to have this be sort of, Asia and I have conversations like this as often as we can. And so the idea here is just
When
that
they're not interrupted.
we're just going to share those conversations with other people. These are conversations that we would have sitting at the table or drinking coffee or whatever it might be. Our intention is just to kind of, record it and share it with other people, and they can do what they want with it or not want with it. So that's kind of what, it is. So that would include, again, thoughts, experiences that we have, things that we've learned along the way, whether that's being parents or finances or whatever it might be. So that's kind of the intention here. And then we kind of plan to just do like maybe one a week, something like 30 minutes to an hour long, something along those lines. And then we also want to really, like I said, one of the reasons to do this was to connect with other people. So, maybe we just try to respond to as many things as we can as they come in over time. And again, that's one of the real main reasons we wanted to do this, was just to try to connect with different new people and meet new people. And yeah, so that's kind of what you can expect from us with our podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So we, along with creating that community that we want to build through doing this and sharing with all of you guys, we are going to have different formats in which you can follow along. So obviously, wherever you're going to listen to your podcast, whether it be on Apple or Spotify, that's where you're going to be able to find us. The name of our podcast that I didn't even say in the beginning, like what the heck was I not doing by introducing us and not even calling the name of our podcast, but it is called Our 2 Cents. And we landed on this one and we felt it matched really well because our podcast is going to be somewhat general given the stage of life we're in, like business, parenting, relationships, travel, finances, whatever that is, like wherever our heart is feeling pulled in like the season of life we're in right now. Those are the things we're going to talk about, and like our experiences and things we've learned in the past and all of that. So our 2 cents kind of just encompassed, like, it's our unfiltered approach to what we have learned, what we are learning, and our experiences that we're having, and just kind of bringing you guys along on our conversations that we would probably normally have. So like I said, Spotify or Apple, we're going to have an Instagram page and a YouTube channel. So we're going to drop those in the show notes so you guys can follow along and just like really want to have this be a place where we can engage in community and build it up and just connect with new people. Because we have followed along, like Aaron said, lots of other podcasters and YouTubers and just see how they do things in the communities they build. And we just thought that's so cool and would love to be able to either have our own or join others and just be able to connect with people from wherever. And that's the beauty of this online space and what we want to make of it and do this together as a team. So yeah.
You got it.
All right. Well, I think that
Okay.
concludes our first official
That's a wrap
episode.
for our
That is
intro.
a wrap. Okay.
All
I'm
right.
excited.
See ya.
And bye, guys.
All right. Let's see if that worked.
I think it's still going. It's still going.